Is this thing on? You're supposed to say that, right? Is this thing on?
It's on.
First, welcome both governors to LED Source and also all of you. We appreciate all of you coming. We don't know a lot of you. I guess some of you are our neighbors and we still don't know you. That's a sin, but thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. Obviously, we're big fans of not only these two gentlemen, but the entire Republican Party. And here at LED Source, we are working and we keep working, and we're adding franchises so that they can keep working and adding jobs. So this is all very important to us, and there are also, somebody just reminded me, green jobs. So obviously I wasn't prepared to speak this morning, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce your CFO, Jeff Atwater.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Marcel, congratulations on what you have built with your team. Literally, you are illuminating Florida and illuminating job growth in all of Florida. Yeah. How about that? And we are with the jobs governor this morning. How about that? Marcel, really, it is a celebration. You took the chance. You were the one who had the courage and the boldness to build this. You have a great team. You had an idea. You were inspired. You built this team. The team came together. They had an idea. They didn't quit. They didn't give up. And you built something very special. And it's going to be very special for years to come. And there are other business leaders and community leaders here today. I'd like you to join me in welcoming some who have joined us today. From Riviera Beach, our President Pro Tem, Dawn Pardo. Dawn, welcome. From here in Wellington, we have two of our council members, Howard Coates and Ann Gerwig. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you. We have those who are helping us specifically in economic development. Danny Martell, Economic Council. Danny, are you here? Where are you? I see a hand. Danny, good to see you. Danny, thanks for what you're doing. Several who are leading our chambers, where small businesses come together, share ideas, build relationships. We have Beth Keegle, President of North Palm Beach Chamber. We have Andre Verona, a Hispanic Chamber. Andre, where are you? Andre! And Wayne Byrne, Central Palm Beach County Chamber. Wayne, where are you? Wayne, oh, it's okay. Wayne's working. Let me just share a few things before turning it over. I want to just set the tone here. Because you remember just a few years ago when a sitting governor actually walked out on us after he had wreaked havoc on us. He thought he had a better plan to go to Washington and take his good ideas there. Well, you know what his good ideas did? His good ideas lost 830,000 jobs in this city. You remember that? 1 million people lost their homes while he was governor. Debt went up almost $10 billion while he was governor. Taxes, $2 billion while he was governor. Credit rating agencies put us on a watch, a negative watch. And the headlines around the country were, is Florida over? But then something happened. While he was walking out on us, a man few of us knew was willing to walk in. His name, Rick Scott. But this is the key. Rick and Ann knew something very special. They knew that those of us who gather in warehouses like this, who come in before dawn standing and unlock the door while it's still dark to build a business, Jay, who in the toughest of times don't give up, keep going, and work long past the darkness when most people go home at night because you're a small business owner. Rick Scott knew that notwithstanding all the chatter about where Florida was, if he could be sure to give you a chance, just a chance, he could provide you the opportunity to grow again and to excel again. So while others were saying, Rick, raise taxes, you got to fill a deficit. He said, no, what I'll do is I'll lower taxes and let small business owners and families keep more of what they've earned because they'll bring us back. And then when he got done with the first round of tax cuts, he said, wait a minute, what about cutting taxes on sales tax on the equipment that you buy to build your small business? Let me give you that money back. Then he printing press and a lathe, and they could keep going and hire another neighbor. And then he said, after I've done that, let's cut the debt. $8 billion. So that money is not on your back or on your grandkids' back. $8 billion. He did these things, and now what's happened? Thousands of small businesses are starting up again. And in fact, here, Marcel, like what you have done with those tax cuts and with those incentives, now what we have is venture capital flowing to this state. We have revenue growth coming to this state. And Fast Company magazine turned to Rick Scott and said, this is the most innovative state for creating jobs in America. So we got 8 days. We have 8 days now, 8 days left. And our job when we gather in a place like this is to think, what can we do for the next 8 days? Who are we going to send an email to? What call are we going to make? What door are we going to knock on? Because Rick Scott believed in one thing when he got into this office. He said, I'm going to believe in hardworking people, the entrepreneurial spirit, the get-up-and-goers. I'm going to believe in them and I'm going to trust in them. I'll drop taxes, I'll drop debt, and they'll bring back the jobs. 650,000 new jobs. The man is believing in you. So he is believing in you. We've got 8 days to show Rick Scott how much we believe in him. Join me in welcoming Governor Rick Scott.
Well, it's great to be here in Wellington. First off, I want to thank everybody at LED, and I want to thank Marcel, Gavin, everybody. Congratulations on your success. I love businesses. Because guess who creates jobs? You do. I grew up in a family that didn't have jobs. I figured out very quickly that the most important thing you can do, get people a darn job. That changes their life. Make sure their kids can get a great education. And that's what we worked on. So first off, everybody at LED, congratulations. You're going to have this 50 CFO Atwater has done a great job. We got elected statewide at the same time. We're part of the cabinet, Pam Bondi, Adam Putnam, but Jeff has done a great job. We paid off almost $8 billion worth of debt. We've got the highest credit rating in the country. We were on credit watch when we came in. He's watched how all your money gets spent. So he also deserves to have a significant win on November 4th. So make sure everybody's voting for Jeff Atwater. I want to thank my wife. We got married. We've been married 42 years. We got married when we were 19. She has traveled all around the state, reading in schools. She's been in every county, reading in schools, going to hospitals, helping a new parent, working with foster kids, and has a great time. So she has had a great job. I want to thank Governor Christie. He has done a great job in New Jersey. We're trying to get everybody from New Jersey to move down here. He's trying to keep everybody in New Jersey. He calls this New Jersey South. So he's seen a lot of his friends down here. But he has done a great job. And he's just not just a New Jersey leader. He's a national leader. He's the chairman of the Republican Governors Association. And the reason we're going to win so many governor's races this year is because Chris has just worked his tail off. He's been in 35 states. And he's going to make sure we have big wins because you know what? He cares. Not only does he care about families in New Jersey, he cares about families all across the country. And if it wasn't for leaders like Chris, we wouldn't be turning this economy around. The states that have elected good Republican governors have turned their economies around. And Chris has done it in New Jersey, and he's been a big help for me down here. He's been down here so much this year that he's thinking about changing his residency, but he has to wait until after he gets out of this job. No income tax, it's a good deal. I tell everybody up there. So, look, we are winning. We're winning because it's about you. I tell people it's not about Charlie, it's not about Rick Scott, it's about your family. What is good for your family? I knew growing up, jobs and a better education system, the two most important things we can do. What did Charlie do? He had lost 832,000 jobs. He said at the debate the other night, another 50,000 jobs, that would be okay with him. It'd be the right thing to do. That's not the right thing to do, Charlie. And also on top of that, he cut education funding. And he said, if you have a child going to university, we're going to raise your tuition 15% a year. There's nothing that Charlie did that was good for our families. When a family struggles, Charlie made it worse. 1 million homes were foreclosed on. He raised our taxes. He raised tuition. Charlie doesn't deserve to have this job because it's not good for our families. That's why we've got to win. We've got 8 days. If you have an absentee ballot, vote it today. Get your ballot in. If you haven't voted yet, you can go vote at the Willington Public Library. It's less than 5 minutes away from this location. Go vote. Get your vote in. Now, where are we going? We have a 2020 plan to make sure we know it's for families. That plan is going to be, it's basically 4 things. Beat Texas in job creation, number 1. Number 2, make sure we have the highest funding per pupil for K-12 education and the best education system. Number 3, do not let Charlie Chris ever raise their tuition again. And number 4, cut $1 billion more in taxes. Why are we going to win? Because we have volunteers that are working their tail off. We have 11,000 volunteers that have knocked on over 3 million doors, called, I think, 3.5 million households over this year, just to make sure people go out and vote for family. It's about your individual family. So I want to recognize Ashley Herbert, who's Ashley? Ashley made 16,000 calls. She has knocked on 12,000 doors this year. This is why we win. And individuals like Ashley know what this is about. We can't raise debt on her. We can't raise tuition when she has children. We can't make it a difficult place for her family to be successful. If we do, this will not be a place where she'll want to live. This is our country. We don't need bigger government. We need smaller government. We need effective government. And that's what Ashley believes in. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you're doing, and you've done a great job. So now it's my distinct honor to introduce Christie. He's somebody as well. First I'm going to introduce my wife. This is going to go over well.
I thought I missed something.
I know. Now we have fast talk. So now my wife, who has put up with a lot, when I told her 5 years ago that I wanted to run for governor, she said, "That's great. I'm glad you want to run for governor. I'm not interested in giving a lot of talks, speeches." I said, "Never." 3 weeks later, I said, "Just a short talk, maybe." So since then, now she's out on the campaign trail, but she also really likes being in schools, going to hospitals, and taking care of foster kids. Your First Lady, Ann Scott.
He left out I was terrified of public speaking coming into this. But it's such a pleasure for me to be here with LED Source. What a great group. And continued growth. But you've heard about, well, first of all, I'd like to say Rick and I are so excited that our friend, Governor Christie, are on the campaign trail with us. He was with us all day yesterday. He was with us all day yesterday. His son Andrew arrived from Princeton. I think he's here from which too?
Hey, Andrew!
And we have a daughter and son-in-law and grandson who are with us, but the grandson was up a little bit last night, so they're going to be playing catch-up. They're on their way to meet us now. But you've heard about Rick's humble beginnings. They carried over into our marriage. The first 6 months we were married, we slept on sleeping bags and used a Coleman cooler for our dining room table. It didn't end after 6 months. We had a goal to work towards. But Rick and I also understood the value of a quality education. So I worked full-time to put him through law school while also pursuing my own degree. That's why I am so proud that as governor, Rick has invested record amounts in our K-12 education system and made higher education affordable for all Florida students so that they have a greater chance at success. I want to thank all of you for your support, your hard work. It truly is your work that will make the difference in this election. And can you tell this is the Get Out the Vote bus tour?
Yes.
I want to impress upon all of you to encourage your family, friends, neighbors, anyone you come across, the people in the grocery store, to, if they haven't already voted, to get out and vote. It is crucial to this election. Thank you.
Now I'll introduce Christie. I remember this one. But Chris and I got to know each other when I got elected. He's got a wonderful family. Andrew's here, but he's got 4 wonderful children. Mary Pat's a wonderful mom and a wonderful wife. They've been tireless and helping a lot of people get elected around the country. And on top of that, he is clearly a national leader that is going to help make sure we turn our time around. Your friend, Governor from the North, Christie.
I did not want to be responsible, given that I'm riding on the bus today with them, for any rift between Rick and Ann. So I'm really glad Rick recovered that fumble and got it back in his possession before I got up here. Thank you all so much for being here. Marcel, thank you for letting us come and visit this morning. All the people here at LED, this is really another one of this Rick Scott success stories. Now, the fact is that this place and places like it all across Florida have been growing and creating new jobs and putting people back to work because of the policies that Rick has put into place as governor. And you know, you all know that 8 days left in a race, everything makes a difference. Every little thing makes a difference. We've seen races in Florida that are really close, and we have to expect that every race in Florida now will be close. And what that means is we need you all to vote. We need you all to vote. We need you all to vote as quickly as possible. And then you can turn your attention away from voting and turn your attention to getting other people to vote. And don't think this doesn't make a difference. It makes an enormous difference. We know it does. And you know that these policies have made an enormous difference. You've seen the change from when Charlie Christie was governor to now with Rick Scott as governor. It's an enormous difference. And I've said in Florida all day yesterday, I'm going to say again to you today, that as I travel around the country, and I've been to 35 different states now since December 1st of last year, working for, raising money for, and campaigning for candidates for governor. You meet all different kinds of people, everybody. All different kinds of people. And the fact is that there are 2 different kinds of folks that get involved in running for governor. There's those who want to do something and those who want to be something. And you know with Rick Scott the type of person he is because you've seen what he's done. This is not something he needed to do to prove anything in his life, but because he's lived the American dream, he wants all other people in Florida who are willing to work hard and dedicate themselves to it to have the same kind of opportunities that he's had. And so he dedicated himself to cutting taxes and lowering spending, to creating better educational standards and more funding, to making sure that tuition was affordable, and to making sure that our streets and our communities are safe, with a 43-year low now in crime here in Florida. And he wasn't looking for any titles. He already had great titles. Not only CEO of a great company, but also husband, father, grandfather, son. He had all those titles already. There's no better titles than those. Governor's okay, but there's no better titles than those. Now, his opponent is the exact opposite. His opponent is somebody who's running to be something again. Charlie's going through withdrawals right now, I suspect. Not being something in the political system. And so he's running again, not because he really wants to be governor, because you all understand, you watched him the last time. He didn't want to be governor last time. So now he's just back to try to get the title again. And then what he'll do is to turn over the government and open it back up to all the special interest pals who have funded his campaign, and you will be last. You'll be considered last, if at all. in a Charlie Christie administration. And so I came up with a solution yesterday, which I hope Charlie will appreciate, because, you know, I'm a warm, compassionate guy, so I want to help Charlie. I really do. I want to help Charlie Christie. He wants a title. Charlie wants a title, so we're going to give him one on November 4th. Loser. And that'll certainly be a really fitting title for him, given all the jobs he lost while he was governor. So whether it's the campaign that he's going to lose on November 4th, or all the jobs that he lost while he was governor, or the integrity he lost by changing every position on every issue that could matter to anyone in Florida, the loser title is the perfect one for Charlie Christie. Now, what we need to make sure of, though, is that we keep our eye focused. It's not about him, as Rick said. It's about making sure Florida families do better. And there's no question in my mind, and there should be none of yours after his record over the last 4 years, that his vision for the next 4 years is what's better for the people of Florida. Governor Rick Scott is a man of honesty and integrity and hard work, and he's been that all his life. And so give him 4 more years to show you that the success he's had the first 4 is no fluke and no coincidence. He's going to build on it. He's going to make this state even better. And with your help, he is going to make Florida once again a model for the entire country. We need to re-elect him on November 4th. Let's get to work, everybody. Let's get to work.
We know our marching orders. Let's get the votes. Vote if you have an absentee ballot. Get it in. Get in today. If you haven't voted, go vote today. I just want to thank everybody at LED. I want to thank CFO Atwater and Governor Christie all for being here. But I want to thank you. Congratulations on the businesses you've built, the lives you're leading, the families you're building. So congratulations. Let's keep this going. Let's keep working.